To the second of our live streams. I hope you can hear us okay. Sorry for being a bit late, had a bit of a technical problem. We had a fantastic idyllic location for this second live stream out by the pool, but sadly the storms have come in and we had to relocate inside at short notice. So you're just gonna have to look at me and Jules in the hotel room as opposed to by the swimming pool, but hopefully that's okay. Before we get on with all the questions that we've had, just want to say thank you so much for getting me, after 9 long years, to 20,000 subscribers. Yeah, it really is quite something that, and I'm not one for really sort of asking people to subscribe or do anything like that. I mean, I just do my videos every so often, and if people want to subscribe, I leave that up to them. But I can't lie, I was really chuffed this morning when we basically hit McDonald's drive-through, and I looked at my phone and it was on dead on 20,000. So thank you each and every one of you. I really, really appreciate it. Today, we basically, on the way here, we went to Buc-ee's. Now, I've had so many messages about Buc-ee's. Obviously, Jules set it as one of my 5 bucket list items in the south. It's number 4. We've still got Whataburger to come, and I'll be honest, I was all expecting to be sort of a bit disappointed with it really, but quite the opposite. I was totally blown away by Buc-ee's, and I ended up buying a t-shirt, a cuddly toy, a mug, and God knows what food items. I mean, we came out with what, $100 worth of stuff, yeah? Which I assume everyone does really there, you know, so it's quite funny really. But so I thoroughly recommend anybody visiting Buc-ee's if you're in the southern sort of Texas area. How far do they go out?
Mostly in Texas, although I think there's a sprinkle of a few around Texas. I don't know if they go as far up as Colorado. I'm sure people will comment on it, but they're pretty prolific in Texas.
But yeah, it'll feature in a vlog in a couple of days. But it's basically the most fun I've ever had in a supermarket in my entire life. So it was quite something. Just a few hellos to people that are in the chat. Hi to Jill Archer. Hi to Tony Cundiff, Ben Maror, Russell Riggs, John Pritchard. Hi Dawn Tomaski. How you doing? Stephen Evans, Aid. How you doing, Aid? Retired Texans, how you doing, Retired Texans? Vegas Mama, how you doing? Gaz, how you doing, matey? Stephen Evans, I've already said that. Couple of super chats. Mike Nebecca, hiya Mike, how you doing? Thank you very much for that. Congratulations on 20,000 subscribers. Will you do this trip again, maybe after Suzanne retires? That's quite an interesting question. I mean, I've had a lot of, well, I've actually had someone saying just do it every day for the next 50 years, you know, but I mean, it's quite an undertaking to do this. I mean, I couldn't have done it without Jules at all. We have spoken about if I did redo it, or if we did redo it, it would be like a 5-year anniversary. We'd have a totally different route. So I guess there's a slight possibility, but who knows what's going to happen over 5 years. But maybe. I wouldn't totally rule it out because I've thoroughly enjoyed it. I really have. And thanks to Rick Fisher for the $10 super chat. Have any of the casinos you have been to on this trip had the class 2 slots, class 2 bingo based class 3 random number generated? Not that I'm aware of.
No, that's like one of the ones that they have. They actually have a casino in Texas that is like that. It's down at the border in Eagle Pass called the Lucky Eagle that has the class 2. But I specifically did not go to put any of those casinos on the destination route. So
yeah, I have played on those bingo ones before. It was in where was it? It was outside of Vegas, Palm Springs it was, and I went there years ago and played on it. And basically, it was just like feeding the machine, you know, hundreds of dollars with absolutely nothing back. So I was the only person pretty much in the row of machines. I think they have to be busy, don't they, for it to?
Yeah.
It seems to be more based on that than anything else. But
yeah. Hey, before we get to the questions, do we want to talk about the 20,000 ideas for how we're going to celebrate?
Yes. So I would like to do something in the vlog to celebrate 20,000 subscribers. So if you have any ideas, drop them down below. I'll try and cover them later, but I'll certainly read them all later, and we will pick one and feature it towards the end of the trip or in Vegas to celebrate it. So let us know what you think would be appropriate. Cinnamon, how you doing, Cinnamon? Thanks ever so much for that. Can't wait to see you, by the way, in California. Congrats on the 20K, Dad. See you on Monday. We will indeed. I'll see you later, daughter, and behave.
She's a dad?
yeah, it's a private joke.
I never even knew that.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so we just want to run through, basically, in the previous live stream, we went through all of the states that we've been through up to now. So up to the end of phase 1. These are the states we've driven through in phase 2. Jules has
Phase
written
2, we started in Maryland, then we went to Pennsylvania, Indiana. Then from Blue Chip, we went into Illinois, and then Missouri, where we were in St. Louis. Then from St. Louis, we drove into Arkansas, Tennessee, Mississippi, of course, where the Beau Rivage is. And then we actually, the longest time I think we're going to stay in one state was Louisiana. And then today we went through Texas, and now we're in Oklahoma.
Yeah, so that's so quite something. And I think if I remember, it was something like 8 in the first phase, wasn't it? So that's, I mean, we've gone through a hell of a lot.
It's 11 states in this one. I think it was pretty close to 11 on the last one.
Yeah,
so.
unbelievable. So yeah, we're certainly doing some driving, but the fact of the matter is we are going to complete this despite a number of people questioning whether we would. I mean, Jules is relentless with his driving, absolutely superb. And one thing we've never been is late for each other, have we?
No.
Literally every morning, whether I've had 10 Budweiser or 100 or 3 hours sleep or 8 hours sleep, we have basically met at the exact time and carried on.
We both thoroughly agreed we probably couldn't do this with anybody else.
No.
They would just slow us down.
Yeah,
or we
completely.
wouldn't accomplish it.
And we haven't even been late to any of the destinations, have we really?
No.
So anyway, we had 3 questions that we were going to cover that some people had put in the chat before we went live, but they sort of last for a day or two and then, or an hour or two and then disappear. So Jules has got them on his phone. We'll cover those first and then we'll take the ones in the live chat now.
Okay, this is from the folder 30. It says, hi Matt and Jules, fantastic vlogs so far. Question for Matt, have you found the slots so far looser or tighter than in Vegas or about the same? Keep up the sterling work, Mr. Preacher.
Thank you. Yeah, that's an interesting question. I mean, yeah, there's probably two separate answers really. I think overall, as a rule of thumb, I've pretty much won one day and then lost the next, almost alternately for probably a week or more, even longer than that probably. So it hasn't been a hard bleed. It's been sort of, I mean, I'm obviously down, but I wouldn't say horrifically badly. The only thing that hasn't happened, which I would expect, you know, this is now day 14, I think.
Yeah.
And I've not hit one maxed out major, and I've not hit one hand pay, solo hand pay anyway. And I suppose if I'd been in Vegas for 14 days, I would be very surprised if I hadn't hit something over $1,000 by now. You know, I've had some 600, 700, and 800, what have you. But so I haven't had the big hits, but I've had very, very good nights. So it's very difficult to say whether that's just the luck of the game or whether they're tighter. I would certainly say that with the big payouts, they haven't been as generous, but the sort of mid-sized payouts have been pretty good. So that's all I can really say on it. But I'm hopeful we'll. I'd love to hit something. I'd love to hit a handbag before I hit Vegas, but certainly if I don't, I'll just ramp it up in Vegas to make sure I hit one there. Really.
All right. Next one is from S. Collins. It says, hi Matt, loving the vlog so far. Interested to know how the budget is going at the halfway point.
Yeah, I mean, I've not added up exactly what the overall loss is. All I know is I've spent in total around about somewhere about 4,000 to 5,000, something like that. I've still got about 10 grand in the safe. I've still got Suzanne coming out on the 2nd of July to top that up. So there's money. There's plenty of money there. So the budget is going well, basically. I'm not exceeding it by any stretch. So there's certainly room for manoeuvre. I was probably a little bit cautious to start with, purely because I'm here for such a long time. So I think I was trying to sort of make it last in the early stages, just because it was a 5-week trip. But now we're sort of with a week to go of the across America side, and then a couple of weeks in Vegas with Suzanne topping it up. I'm probably going to be a little bit more reckless the further we go. But overall, very good.
Everybody loves reckless.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
All right. This is the last one. This is from Simon. How you doing, Simon? It says, hi Matt, quick question. We don't hear on the vlog about Jules gambling. Is he a blackjack card counter? From the comments heard, getting hours at the tables and natural variance, it sounds like he is. So, it's a good question. I don't know why anyone would want to be a card counter. I hear they get their kneecaps broken, and I've seen the movie Casino, they get their hand smashed with a hammer. So why anyone would want to be a card counter is beyond me. But I will say that if the good question is if you are interested in subscribing to Matt Bridger's YouTube membership or Patreon, that is definitely worth the price there. So other than that, I don't know why anyone would want to be called a card counter.
Yeah,
scary stuff.
A couple of hellos to people in the chat. Keno Kid, how you doing? Stu and Sue, Vegas Fun, how you doing, Stu? Lisa J, John Pritchard, Gambling Granny. Lovely to meet you and Dice the other day. We both loved that, didn't we? That was a cracking night in St. Louis. I really enjoyed that. Bruce Layton, how you doing? Mary Brassfield, Craig MK6, Gregory Tomzak, Sister Yoshi, Wall Street to Vegas. I guess you're downstairs, mate, are you? I will see you later anyway. Wall Street to Vegas has asked a question. What is your most surprising aspect of the trip so far? Go on, you go first while I think of it.
I was surprised at how much I liked the Beau Rivage, and I was really surprised in Lake Charles when we get to that. Because the casino I went to in Lake Charles, I was surprised at how much I enjoyed that one. That was my biggest surprise. Just actually making it through. I feel the sweaty south. I kind of feel, we're gonna wake up tomorrow and we're gonna head west. Yeah. So just getting through the sweaty south here, I'm pretty surprised about that.
Yeah, my most surprising thing, I guess, is how well we've navigated all of this and how we really haven't been late anywhere. I mean, today we had a rare bit of traffic on the way through Dallas, and that was the first time that had happened since, New York, really.
Yeah.
So it's and particularly going from sort of St. Louis down to Biloxi, I was quite surprised. It was literally just like one straight road. I mean, in the UK, if you go anywhere, it's sort of a windy sort of route, even if it's on a motorway. But in America, it's basically if you're going somewhere, you're just heading straight there. It's no brakes, no nothing. And to sort of go down like that centre bit of America relatively quickly, it makes you realise actually. And I know America's a huge place, but to me, it was. You can sort of picture it a little bit better and say, oh, actually, it's not as vastly huge as you sort of had it in your mind. It is achievable to travel like we are doing, because before it was just dots on a map. You don't really know the scale, but I suppose the scale has surprised me a little bit. But
the scale's going to expand from this point.
Yes. so he keeps telling me that. Yeah. I sort of think that we've smashed it now, and it's all all downhill.
This other half is really big. And I want to say also, I was surprised at how much we've gambled on the water. Like, yes, each stop has either been right next to water or like actually on the water. And even last night we were gambling on a boat. So
no, that's true. And actually, just going on last night. I mean, all of these riverboat casinos. I find it a fascinating story about the sort of laws that they used to have about that. I mean, they're so ridiculous, frankly. But you always know when you're going over because you go up this ramp, and it doesn't matter whether you're drunk or sober. I mean, you still trip up. They must have so many accidents there. Particularly older people. I don't know how they navigate it. I really don't. And so, somebody was telling me last night on the Bossier City Horseshoe, when the water is up, they basically have a golf buggy that drags people up into the casino. I mean, it's just ridiculous. I mean, absolutely ridiculous. I don't know why they can't build it where it's totally flat. I don't know. It's strange, but I think that whole aspect of riverboat casinos is an interesting one for sure. Okay, so we're going to go on to the questions in the chat. Ben Morrow says, would you ever go back to Atlantic City? Jules?
Yes, 100%.
Yeah. I would, 100%. Yeah, I enjoyed it there very much. I would only go in the summer, as I think I mentioned in the vlog. But
I would only go in the warm months.
Yeah. Super chat from Gambling Granny. Thank you so much. Had a blast in St. Louis. Finally meeting you all, and Jules is fantastic as well. He really is. And we have bonded big time. We've spoken about all sorts. I mean, hours in the car, all sorts of stuff, and it is a real bonding experience and something we'll never forget.
I'm gonna miss you.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, it's going to be very emotional actually. If I look ahead to the end, we've got a little plan as a sort of end segment for the vlog, which I won't spoil now, but we've been talking about it. I don't know how well it's going to come out, but we're going to give it a go anyway.
We were getting sad talking about saying goodbye to the car. So
yeah, exactly. and I think then Suzanne's going to come, and we're going to go to Joe's in Caesars for some crab meat and stuff. But I think to say goodbye to you after all this time, it is going to be really emotional.
Yeah.
So
because
it's
like we did it.
Yeah,
I'm
and that's
probably
the thing.
going to tear up.
Yeah. So yeah, it's I will never forget this. It is literally a life-changing trip in so many ways. So yeah, completely. Russell Riggs, hi Russell. It's been a great series so far. In your opinion, what have been the top 3 places you've been to so far? I'll go first on this one.
Okay, yeah.
I have to say New Orleans is probably top of my list. I loved everything about that place. Bourbon Street was everything I thought it would be. My only regret really is that we were only there a day. But as I've said multiple times, I'm going to take Suzanne back anyway. Atlantic City, because I was very surprised at just how nice that place was, and thoroughly enjoyed it there. Third one, I really enjoyed St. Louis with the Arch, and I really enjoyed Seneca with obviously Seneca Niagara. So I have to put those 2 joint third. So the Arch and the Budweiser tour, and the Niagara Falls, I suppose. But again, I've loved the South. I loved the Bossier City one yesterday. It's very difficult to narrow it to 3, but I will say those 2 in joint third, and then AC and New Orleans as the top 2.
Okay. I'm going to go with, I really like Beau Rivage. That's going to be number 1. I was pleasantly surprised how much fun I had in Atlantic City. So Ocean's going to be number 2. And then I'm actually going to put number 3 is where I played last night, which was at Rivage in Lake Charles, because I really love that casino. I was also very happy there. Yeah,
I must admit, I should have really gone with Jules to that place. Apparently that is by far the nicest in Lake Charles. I was quite surprised that Lake Charles was such an industrial area. Just by the name of it, in my head, I sort of envisioned a sort of a Rocky Gap too, where there was like lovely lake and loads of forest and lovely sunsets and all of that. And I thought the Horseshoe, it was the Isle of Capri, was the casino that it was called before, I was told. So basically, Horseshoe is doing it up. I mean, they haven't finished doing it up, and it's been open 6 months, which is quite weird, isn't it?
I think when we said, it's the new casino, it's been open since December, it should be ready to go by now, but it's not ready for prime time. And in my opinion, it's not.
No, it's not. No.
They need like 8 to 12 months still.
They do. I mean, the whole frontage was basically cordoned off. There was no valet parking. So we basically went around the back and parked in the parking garage. Yeah. We then wheeled all our bags in. And when we got to the security, because it's like all these casinos seem to have security on the entrance, and they said, "Oh, you can't take your bags through." Well, I mean,
it was literally on the other side of the casino.
I mean, you could see reception over there, but he said, "Oh no, you're gonna have to go up over the casino and back down." The whole thing was ridiculous. So yeah, I didn't feel particularly welcome there, and it was a very, very quiet casino. So I think they got a lot of work to do there, because you said the other 2 were quite busy.
Yes, yeah. The other Golden Nugget and Rivage were popping on a weeknight. So.
Yeah, so I think they've got a lot of work to do to sort of. I mean, it's a smart casino inside, but it's certainly not a popular one based on the night we were in there. But anyway, Gashead64 says, "Hi Matt and Jules. Has Matt played ABC Lexicon of Love on your road trip? An absolute 80s gem." I actually did. Yes, I played the whole album. That was my album of choice before I basically didn't listen to Jules's album of choice. But since then, I've not put my headphones in,
and I've not been singing.
Yeah, so,
if I do, it's very quiet. It's not gonna. The headphones have not gone back in Matt's ears.
Yeah, exactly. Jan Paul, how you doing, Jan? It's lovely to meet you last night, by the way. Jan was very kind to leave me a gift bag behind reception. Yes, I did pick it up, Jan. Thank you ever so much for all the treats. We will be eating them on the road on the way to wherever we're going. So thank you so much for that. It was, like I said, lovely to meet you all, and thanks for coming out. Okay, Chris Martin says, "Can we persuade them to travel back to the East Coast when they get east? I don't want it to end." I think my body will want it to end by the time. I mean, I did hit a bit of a wall yesterday afternoon at Bossier City, but I had a reasonable sleep last night, and I feel I'm again raring to go again today. So yeah, I don't know how I'm coping at being an aging, craggy old 55-year-old, but I seem to be doing all right. Lydia Wilson. Oh, Lydia, how you doing, Lydia? Thank you so much for the super chat. Enjoyed seeing you in St. Louis. Is there anything interesting you have seen on your way to each destination?
Yeah, something's interesting like on each one. I always try to point out, hey Matt, look at that. But
Yeah, I mean, I think we mentioned it last time, but the number of motorway ranges, we won't go through that again, but it just blows my mind, really. The Buc-ee's today was the highlight, not only the highlight of seeing somewhere on the trip, but it was probably, the highlight of, one of the highlights of the trip, Buc-ee's. I just absolutely loved it. So that would be my choice for sure. I mean, we need to do that in England. It's just epic. Melanie Belson, how you doing, Melanie? Hope maybe I'll see you in Vegas when I get there, downtown. Thanks so much for the super chat. I appreciate that so much. Jay Martin, thank you for the super chat as well. What up is the Bridger? Did you try sweet tea at NOLA? I did try sweet tea. Where did we try it?
Tunica.
Tunica, that was it. Yeah, I wasn't impressed really. I mean, I've grown up with.
I don't think I could get it back in his mouth.
No, I did almost finish it, to be honest. I did.
Yeah.
The more the ice melted, the better it seemed to get, really. But I wasn't a great fan. But there you go. Stuart says, Matt said lots of stormy weather, so maybe struggling to get streamed. Yeah, sorry, this is before we've started. I need to get down the main. Chat. Big AC Craps Guru, how you doing, mate? We'll miss you in Arizona, still on the road with Mum. We are in Metropolis, Illinois, Harrah's for 2 nights. Yeah, sorry you won't be able to make it, mate, but maybe in Vegas again sooner. Okay, hi to, who else? Bill Long, how you doing? Lisa J. Stevie, 20k, well deserved, congratulations. Thank you, Stevie. MDH Slots. Clark Caboose. John Durante, hi John, thank you so much for the book. Actually, I need to make sure you have your book before we part. I've still got his book in my bag. Thank you for that. DJ Jenny and me, how you doing? Carl Hilton, how you doing? Lots of congratulations for 20k. Yeah, thank you ever so much, guys. I really appreciate it. And Stephen Sutherland says, congrats on the 20k. Love the vlog, gents. Look forward to the rest and hope you give a final ranking of all your stops. I'll certainly do I don't want to upset anybody who's from these areas, and that's the danger when you rank anything. But I'll certainly rank the casinos in terms of the casinos I like and I don't like. So yeah, I'll do that at the end. That'll be a good one. Hi Stockcars, how you doing? Kelly Campbell, how you doing? Andrew McGrath. Watching from Cardiff with a large beer. B Swift, headed your way from OKC. What's OKC?
Oklahoma City.
Oh, okay. Oklahoma City in about an hour and a half. Well, I'll see you later then.
Be safe. It's wet out there.
Yeah, basically, if anyone's watching this who's coming tonight, as soon as we finish this live stream, I'm going to find a bar downstairs and I'll post on Facebook where I'll be. It'll be around about 8:30 this evening, so I'll stick a meeting point. So, yeah, if you come and meet us all there, and we'll have a few beers and take it from there. Frank Desmond, we're going to try and find you there tonight, so that's what I'll do, Frank. Bobby Stewart says Jules is a great co-pilot. He is the best co-pilot.
Actually, Matt's the co-pilot.
Yeah, I am the co-pilot. He's the pilot, absolutely. Matthew Mitchell says, enjoy WinStar and Oklahoma's VGT Red Spins. Any idea what that means?
VGT Red Spins. No, I don't know what that is. Red Spins. Is that like a game?
I don't know. You have to explain that one to me. Lexi Gaines says, send a super chat for $19. Thank you so much, Lexi. Very much appreciated. Josh Palm says, watching from South Texas, RGV956.
Am I supposed to know what that is?
Yeah, well, I don't. So.
Sorry. Rio Grande Valley 956.
Oh, I get that what it is. Okay.
Got it.
Yeah.
It had to click for a second.
And Clark asked whether we'll be doing a group pool at WinStar tonight. Clark, should we talk about group pools, right?
Oh, man.
This is basically, every group pool I've done has been a loser. I mean, I suppose you can say, well, would you a win? I mean, when I've done, actually, Jules and my gambling together has actually been, on the whole, pretty good, right?
Yeah.
I think we've had far more wins than losses, but the group pools haven't really been that much of a success, I'm afraid. But if there's enough demand and you're happy to take the risk, then why not? We'll see how everyone is. Mad About Vegas says, love the t-shirt. Yes, this is basically a Vegas Baby t-shirt. So if you go to their Facebook group or their YouTube channel, you can order one. Okay, 1 second. Okay, Chris says, I definitely think you need to do it again. I've done a bunch of US road trips. Definitely try Deadwood in SD and an alternative route. Suspect you'll be blown away by going west. You need to loop the lake in Tahoe.
Yeah, we are going to loop the lake in Tahoe.
Yeah. And the Kirk fam, how you doing, Matt? Hi, Matt. Absolutely loving this trip. By far the best set of vlogs since your early ones. Really enjoyed the experience of the different places. Look forward to catching up at some point. Enjoy, guys. Yeah, just a general comment on the vlogs. It's been really. I mean, obviously, when you do Vegas vlogs for years on end, you sort of end up remixing the same sites, and there's nothing wrong with that, and I enjoy doing that. But it's been so little time in each location, and so much to try and fit in with the guys. I've been trying to do walkthroughs of most of them. But literally by the time we've got there and I've met everybody and done the gambling, it only leaves sort of an hour to try and fit in as much as I can. But I'm glad the last few we've had, the bucket list challenges, we've had, New Orleans where I've managed to get out and about. So there's been various things, and same with Beau, Rivage and what have you. So it's been good to film different casinos and different spots that I'm not used to. So as a vlogger, that's. And I think it really works with the sort of road trip nature of it, the way that I've sort of structured the videos, and that's thanks in a great part to Jules' maps, really, which have gone down a storm because you've all said you've enjoyed them. Jay Martin, super chat, thank you so much. Yeah, hit the like button if you can, that would be great. We've got 385 in the chat, and that's wonderful. Robert Day says, any tornadoes on your way there, guys? Yeah, the weather's actually been pretty bad, hasn't it, the last...
I think there's a thunderstorm warning, but no tornado warnings. We are in Tornado Alley, though, for the next, 16 hours or whatever we are here.
Yeah.
We're going to leave early in the morning. We'll get out of here.
I mean, as a tourist, I've sort of really enjoyed seeing the thunder and lightning, and obviously it's been totally safe, which is thankful. But I've really enjoyed seeing the weather change and everything. I feel like I'm getting the sort of deep south experience a little bit.
Yeah, it's just a typical day here.
Yeah, I guess it probably is. Yeah, you get rain and then everyone carries on as if it hasn't happened. The Beholder 30 says, Matt, celebrate your 20k subscribers by doing the sky jump on the strap.
Yeah, I don't think that'll happen, will it?
No, it won't happen.
We were thinking 2,000 in a machine somewhere.
Yeah, I think that I'd rather just put $2,000 in a machine rather than actually have a heart attack. And I honestly, I've got a fear of heights, and to the degree that if I focus on, if I'm on an aeroplane and I focus on how far I am from the ground, it actually gives me a panic attack. I mean, that's the honest truth. So I have to try and zone out when I'm on a plane, and keep my mind occupied on something else. So the thought of actually volunteering to jump off something that big, it will never happen, I'm afraid. Sorry. Okay, next question. Matt, it appears your luck in non-native casinos is better. Yes, I guess. Is that true?
I don't know. We'd have to break.
Yeah, I'd have to look it up.
He's saying your luck is better in the non-tribal
casinos.
Yeah.
Craig MK6 says, splitting tens here. How you doing, Craig? I love the vlogs. Question for Jules. How's the bed you bought in Vegas?
Oh,
I wish I could get one to the UK. Keep up the great work.
So that was the bed I bought. I bought the Win bed, the actual bed, and not just the bed. I bought the sheets and the pillows and everything that comes with the Win bed. You can go into the Win home store and buy it. And many years ago, when I first started my sort of blackjack adventure, betting low amounts at $25 a hand or $50 a hand at Win. I think I was at a table, and me and these old guys were joking about, we make a small win and we'd be like, oh, now we can go buy the bed or something like that. And it was like totally out of the ballpark that I could actually buy that bed. And then a few years later, it was a trophy in a sense. And I remember I was on Ben Heath's blog. I went in there, I went in there and I bought the bed. And so it was,
and just tell the people that don't know, how much did the bed cost with every, and this wasn't just the bed, it was like all the the dressing.
It was like $8,000,
yeah.
$8,000, something like that. But it's totally worth it, because now when I'm home, I go sleep on the Wynn bed, and then even when I travel and I go to the Wynn, it's like, I'm home.
Philippa Tyrrell says, "Hi Matt and Jules, loving your friendship. It's amazing what a fantastic community we have here on YouTube." Yeah, actually, I just wanted to comment on that. Just in as much as how blown away I've been with the volume of people that have come to each location. Now, when I sort of said, it'd be great to meet up, I sort of assumed it was going to be one person here, a couple of people there, every other stop, that type of thing. And basically, apart from Rocky Gap, we've had a number of people at every location, and sometimes 30, 40, almost 50 people and I think tonight is going to be a huge number of people again. So again, the community is incredible. Everyone I've met has been fabulous, and it does make you very, very humble to meet all these people who have, some of them driven a long, long way to come and say hello. So I hope everybody that has wanted to say hello and have a chat, I've done it. If I've missed you, it's honestly not through. I've really tried to meet everybody and share my enjoyment of the trip with everybody I've met. So I hope those of you I have met have had a good time, and I've been blown away by the response, to be honest. Dcar said, "Congrats on 20,000 subs. Thanks for the super chat, Dcar. Been with you since the beginning and need uploads every week after Vegas." Yeah, the only thing is you've basically got to have content that people want to watch. One thing I won't do is just crank videos out for the sake of it. There has to be a point to it, really. And it does cost me, viewers, because I go dark for a number of months. But I'd rather have that and have something worth posting than trying to make up things to post. Really, I guess that's the way I look at it. And sorry, just back to Philippa. She said, "When I'm at Zorkfest, will I be heading to Vegas?" Yeah, I'm at Zorkfest in mid-October in Lake Tahoe for a weekend. I will try. I'll be going to Vegas either before that or after that. For sure. Lester Bangs says, "Hey Matt, it must be bittersweet knowing you've now got more fans than Sheffield Wednesday."
What? Is that true?
No.
Oh, okay.
Well, no, we get around for each home game, like a bog standard home game, we probably get about 23, 24, 25,000.
Oh, okay.
So I'm not far off, I guess.
You can fill up an American, basketball stadium quite easily.
Johnny V says, "How many subs have I gained since the start of the trip?" It's about 500 or 600, I think. Stan Waxberg says, has all the check-in process become a drag yet? I did 4 once in Vegas and it got old.
It's just the unpacking of little stuff, and usually when I check in, I like to unpack everything, and then I'm like, okay, that's done, everything's all packed, and then I don't have to pack it again until I leave a few days later or whatever it is. But it's no point taking everything out.
Yeah.
So you're just dealing with the top layer of your sort of suitcase, and I'm kind of sick of that. But
yeah,
and the iron has become my friend.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, that's the same with me. Yeah. I'll be honest.
We had a plan in Beau in Biloxi that we were going to get some laundry done, but that went kaput because they didn't do same day laundry. So
yeah, exactly.
We didn't find a laundry facility near us, so we're now doing the recycle of clothes. Yeah,
I bought 2 suitcases, so I've bought more than enough to last me until I get to Vegas. Again, I was hoping to do the same as Jules in Beau Rivage, but we couldn't do it. But I've still got clean stuff, so I'm still wearing clean stuff each night. But certainly when I get to Vegas on the first thing I'll be doing is shoving a whole load of laundry downstairs.
Yeah, and I booked the Vidara, so I'm going to wash clothes when I get to Vegas.
Yeah,
for sure.
Amanda Cameron, how you doing, Amanda? It was great to meet you both the other day in Seneca. Have you tried any local beers, Matt, or have you just been sticking to Budweiser's? I did have one last night in Bossier City. It's in the vlog. I can't remember what it was, but apparently it was a local one. And I got filmed trying it, and I thought it was very nice. But forgive me, I forget the name of it. So I've done that, but mostly...
Should we disclose that story on the Red Bull?
Oh, God, yeah. Oh, no, this is funny.
This is hilarious.
This is really funny. Right, so basically, in the Horseshoe, the drinks have been slightly differently served everywhere, and I've tried to, where I can, explain it in the vlog. But in Bossier City, basically, we went up to the bar, and the barman said, we don't charge at all for drinks. I can't charge you a fee for the drinks. We just work off the tips. But you don't have to be a gambler to get the free drink. So you basically go up to the bar, order what you want, and then give him a tip. So I was, giving him sort of $8 or $9 by the end and getting 2 Budweisers and just taking them off and drinking them myself. Anyway, Jules wanted a diet, a no sugar Red Bull, right?
Yeah, sugar-free Red Bull.
Sugar-free Red Bull.
I was playing blackjack later. Didn't want to get tired drinking.
Yeah. And he then said to Jules, he said, "Are you 7 stars?"
I was like, no, I'm not 7 stars. Do I need to be 7 stars to buy a sugar-free Red Bull?
Yeah, and he said, well, you do, because basically you can't buy it because we can't accept a fee for the drink. And as you're not 7 stars, you can't have a sugar-free Red Bull. You can have a beer. You can have as many beers as you like.
He was shoving Budweisers at me, but I couldn't have a Red Bull. They don't want my wits about me.
Yeah, it's almost like, unless you're 7 stars, we're going to get you as pissed as possible so that you lose as much money as possible. It's totally bizarre. I couldn't get my head around it. And we were laughing about that, weren't we? It's just crazy.
Crazy, yeah.
Dutch Vegas vlogger says, "Hi Matt and Jules, do you think the casinos dropped down the win percentage after the pandemic?" No, I don't think so. I think it's all pretty much the same. My Vegas trips after the pandemic haven't been much different to pre the pandemic. In fact, if anything, I've had probably more success lately. DG Vlogs, how you doing, Darren? Great series so far, possibly your best ever. Has this trip made you think about future Vegas trips and tagging on one other casino destination and do combo trips? I think it's it certainly brightens your horizons, and I think as I was saying to Jules in the car today, I think I will feel much more of a sort of a US expert following this. I think I'll have in my own mind anyway, I think I'll have more of a valid opinion on America, wider America than I did have beforehand. I can certainly see me going back to Atlantic City for a week in the summer and just going there and going back home, not necessarily on to Vegas. And yeah, I mean, who knows? I mean, maybe that is an option. I mean, if Suzanne and I go to New Orleans, no doubt we'll probably fly to Vegas for a few days and then back. So yeah, I'll certainly look into it far more now, knowing what I know. So, but certainly Atlantic City is the main one really that's opened up as a destination. Where there's a number of casinos within walking distance. So that's certainly a possibility. Deborah Gillespie says, "You're the only slot channel I subscribe to. Congrats." Well, thank you, Deborah. And she's from Canada. Stan Waxberg, you won't like this, Jules. He says, "Wynn has the worst pillows in any hotel room ever."
Really? I actually like them. Different strokes for different folks. It's all good.
And Charles Diger says, "Did you know that you're in the world's largest casino tonight?" Well, yes. I
didn't know that.
Yeah. Go on.
No, I mean, we barely scratched the tip of the iceberg. I think we walked like 100 feet in there, and then we had to turn around. It's like, we're going to get lost in there. We need to.
In fact, we have a map.
We have a map.
I'll show you the map.
You actually need a map. It's not just.
Well, I mean, that is the map, and it's basically split into countries. So you've got cities. You've got London. You've got Madrid. You've got Rome. Beijing is another one, and it's basically all on one level. It's like a big bungalow for UK folks. And we literally, I've only got into the first 2 sections. The place is, I mean, when we arrived in the car, we went into the front entrance, and that's basically not where the hotel is. So we basically had to get the car back from the car park and drive. Yeah. I mean, you couldn't walk it. That's how crazy it is. So it's huge, this place, absolutely massive. I'll try and do a walkthrough and show you exactly how huge it is.
And bungalow is a 1-story house.
Bungalow is a single-story house. Yeah,
I learned that.
Yeah. What's the equivalent in the US?
1-story house.
Oh, that's what you just call it, a 1-story house.
Yeah, that's what I call it.
Amanda Cameron says, "Yes, we really enjoyed chatting with you at Seneca, Matt. Yeah, I love meeting you guys." Kissy Cat says, "I hope you're having a good time in these small casinos." They're not actually that small. I don't think we've really been in one that I would class as small. Probably the smallest has been Horseshoe Lake Charles.
Oh yeah, I thought Rocky Gap was small, but.
Oh no, yeah, sorry, Rocky Gap was, of course, that was the smallest, but that wasn't really a casino destination.
That's more like a golf resort with a casino.
Yeah,
that's true.
Joanna Fiber, how you doing, Joanna? Matt, are you a little bit homesick at all? I would say a little bit. I call Suzanne every day, and when I see the dogs, I tear up, because I've been away from them so long now. But they're taking full advantage of the fact I'm not there. They're all over Suzanne, and I think they actually quite like the fact they've not got another male vying for Suzanne's affection. So I think it sort of works out quite well, really. And Gaz asked Jules, would you consider coming to London and we can show you what London is like? Casinos are not the best, but London is beautiful with loads of history.
Yeah, I would like to go to London. Only if I could go to Swindon. Someone will drive me over to Swindon.
Yeah, no, this is the funny thing. Obviously, he's a big XTC fan, and Andy Partridge, the lead singer of XTC, is from Swindon.
Well, they're all from Swindon.
Yeah, but actually, Gaz lives very near Swindon.
Oh, he does?
He is basically living your dream.
I want to go to Swindon. I want to see the chalk hills and all that stuff.
Gaz, forget living in Texas or going to Vegas. Gaz is living near Swindon. You're really jealous now, aren't you?
Get in, Gaz.
In this travelling duo, says TC, who is Steve Martin and who is John Candy from Planes, Trains and Automobile? I've actually never seen it, I'm afraid, TC. So I'll let Jules answer.
Well,
Have you ever seen it?
Surprisingly, they go at it with each other.
Oh, okay.
In the movie, but by the end of it, they form a pretty good bond. Yeah, but it's been really good. I can't even. It's not an overestimation to say just how good we've gotten along. I think not sharing a room helps. I think sometimes some nights doing our own thing helps a lot. So we have the time in the car to connect. We're both people that also need our own space at times. So we're able to be separate, be together, and it's no big deal. I think the thing with planes, trains, and automobiles is they have to be attached at the hip, and and they were sharing a room and all kinds of funny scenarios. But no, we really haven't gone at each other.
Not at all. I mean, to be honest, the even the long rides have been gone quite quickly.
And I haven't had to yell and curse and use the F-bomb on any rental car people. Although if there was going to be someone, it would be me who would do that.
That's true. Now, Jules is an absolute stickler for, like, if we're due to arrive somewhere on the sat-nav for like 12:08, he just wants to shave minutes off it. And he gets quite irritated when it goes up. So
the Google Maps type thing, I hate it when it goes up.
Dylan, hi Dylan. I met Dylan at Lake Charles, and he said the local beer I drank was Shiner. That's it. I remember.
Oh, Shiner Bock. You had Shiner Bock.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I thought it was very nice.
Yeah, it's a good beer.
And he said it was great meeting us, by the way. I hope Mike's good as well, Dylan. Paul Smith says, hi Matt, great vlogs. When do you get into Vegas? It's on the 1st of July. So basically the plan vlog-wise is all of this Across America series will get uploaded. I will then revert to all of the old intro and the old outro that everyone keeps screaming for me to put back in. So we go back to how things were before I ever thought of this mad idea. And then, so I will continue to film. I might have a couple of days downtime while Suzanne arrives and I basically catch up with some sleep and we have some quality time together. But very quickly afterwards, the new Vegas series will start, as any normal Vegas series will. And this is actually my 50th. There's a lot of celebrations actually. There's a retirement celebration going on. You've got the 20,000 subscriber celebration going on. You've got the whole Bridge Across America in general celebration going on. And you've got the 50th Vegas trip coming up from the 1st of July. So that's quite something for me as well. So I'm looking forward to it. Hi gents, says Paul K. Great series. Do you ever play at the bar top machines? I've occasionally done a bit of video poker, very occasionally. Do you ever do it?
Nope. I have not studied video poker enough to feel comfortable playing video poker.
Johnny V says Louisiana has special laws, Napoleonic code. You'd be surprised how backwards Louisiana is. And Danita SNJ says, are you seeing the regional differences in the people and mannerisms and personality? That's a really good question because we've mentioned this a lot, haven't we?
Yeah, I told Bridger, I was like, listen, just let me know if you notice any differences once we hit St. Louis and go south. How do you feel?
No, I really enjoyed meeting all the New York people in the Northeast, and the accent was. I really like the New York accent, but they're very in your face. Everything's very quickly spoken and direct and quite blunt. Not rude, but just blunt, direct. And then you sort of move down here, and everyone, hey y'all, and everyone's like chilling out, and we've seen some lovely people, haven't we?
Yeah,
We've met some
everyone's
absolutely
been
lovely
so nice
people.
to and he's like a celebrity with his accent.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm gonna throw up the next time I hear, oh, I love your accent. Oh my god.
I've actually got upgrades on the back of my accent, so that works, you know. And if you use a bit of like English charm on some of the check-in people, it's amazing. It's amazing how it works, you know. Phil Ridgway, $2 super chat. Thank you so much, Matt. You're my spirit animal. Well, that's good, Phil. Thanks for that. And Amanda says, come to Niagara Falls in Canada to see their casinos. The only downside with that is I think they're completely against filming. I think it's actually illegal, is it? Someone mentioned to me. So I'm not sure that would be good for the channel, but I'd probably quite like the casinos. Mike says, with YouTube filled with clickbait, congrats on 20 subs without the clickbait. Yeah, I'm quite proud that I never share my videos outside of my own personal social media pages, and I don't ask people to subscribe. If people like to, that's gratefully accepted. But yeah, I'm quite old school with that. To me, it should just be an organic growth for any channel, really. That's just the way I sort of look at it. Sucker Punch says, near where I live, we have a restaurant that serves good quality free food, and you decide how much you want to pay for your meal, whether it's 0 or 1,000. What? Where do you live? Sucker Punch. Mark Allison says, have you any regrets in missing any casinos or places to visit? Jules?
Yeah, you know, I really would have liked to have gone to the North Carolina Cherokee Casino. It just didn't work out. If we had more time, I would have liked to have seen some more casinos in Atlantic City, and maybe do Colorado as well. Those are the one spots that it was, and also some of the smaller casinos in the Northwest.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, you can only do so much with the time that we had. We said it over and over. We had to make some decisions. So if there's ever a BAA Part 2, if it ends up happening, then you know, now we have some alternatives to hit up. But yeah, the main bucket ones that Matt and I wanted to hit. We're doing those, so yeah, for the most part, I'm totally satisfied.
Yeah, for me, I suppose the only location where I felt I could have explored a little more was Biloxi, and had there not been the storm, I would have certainly at least hit Hard Rock. Had a look at that. So that's probably my only slight regret. But then part of me isn't regretful because it was what I consider to be a sort of a rest stop, and you know, I felt more refreshed just by staying in one location and taking the pace down a notch or two. And sometimes, you know, we've been chasing everywhere, so you literally can't do it all. And I think we have literally fitted in as much as we physically could in the time available. There's no way we could fit any more, so it's difficult to have regrets. And certainly, if we ever did do it, a BAA2, as Jules said, we already discussed, there's a totally separate route you could take, where you would barely overlap this one, right? So
yeah.
It's, you know.
Yeah.
Okay. Next question. Tony Cundiff says, Matt, heading for Biloxi for the first time in September. My thoughts. Well, for the bits I saw of it, I thought it was great. Be prepared though, if you're going to be casino hopping, if you're going to stay at Beau Rivage, aside from Hard Rock, you're going to have to get a cab everywhere. But there are a number of casinos there that I've heard good things about. I haven't got any personal experience of it, but I think you'll enjoy yourself. Certainly the Beau Rivage is as good as any casino we've been in during this trip, I would say. Highway code encounters. Jules has already answered that question at the beginning. Vegas Shaft and Andrew said, I thought St. Louis Horseshoe was small, slot selection was poor. Yeah, I don't think it was that small. I'm trying to think. I lost him there, so it wasn't lucky, but I don't think it was that small. The thing is, you know, I look at some of the London casinos, so everything's big compared to those, so it's, you know. Chris says, the only person that wants to go to Swindon, Jules. Channel Scott says, hi Matt, are you looking forward to getting to Vegas, or are you not looking forward to it because your road trip will be over? No, I'm looking forward to going to Vegas. I now, one of the questions I asked myself at the beginning of this trip was, would I appreciate, once I'd done all of these locations, why Vegas still pulls in the crowds from other parts of the US when they have the likes of Beau Rivage down the road, or the equivalent, or WinStar, or wherever. And the fact of the matter is, you totally get why people still want to go to Vegas. I know when Jules and I drive into Vegas, or we drive over the hill and you see the Vegas skyline in the distance, I'll be as excited as a kid on Christmas Eve, basically. So no, I'm not. And to be honest, since I've retired, I don't. There's no issue about having things finishing or starting. I don't really. Whereas before, when I used to work, I used to hate holidays ending because it meant going back to the grind. Because I'm not doing that. Even when I go home after this, it's just, one holiday will end and I'll have a fantastic time at home, and then another one will start at some point. So I don't really have that same feeling anymore. So no, I'll be very, very excited to go to Vegas, to be honest.
It's like the Wimbledon center court,
Yeah.
It's like just nothing like it. There's other places, but nothing quite like Vegas. I agree.
Okay, next question. Chris, do they mistake you for Australian? I get that all the time over. Yeah, actually, that hasn't happened here, funnily enough.
Well, I don't think they know where you're from.
No.
They just say, I like your accent.
Yeah.
And then you say, I like your accent. And then I've heard this conversation many times.
And then Ben Morrow says, is the trip going fast for your feelings? So do we think that the trip's going fast?
I think so, yeah. I can't believe it's like 1 week to go, actually. I can't believe how much we have behind us already.
I think I would say phase one went at quite a nice normal sort of pace. I think phase two has really been quick.
Yeah.
I look now and I think, Jesus, I'm already on like vlog 15 or something, and it's, God, where did that all go? I've only got 22 vlogs in this series, and before, looking at 22, it just seemed like, God, 22 vlogs? Am I honestly going to be able to do that? It's so yeah, the middle phase has flown by, and no doubt the final one will as well. Marcus Rule, hi Marcus, €5 super chat, thank you so much. My first paid message ever, as said, because it's organic and great. Watch your vlogs for years. What's your favorite place up to now? Greetings from Germany. Thanks, Marcus. My favorite place is the favorite place is New Orleans, as I said before. The favorite casino, even though they withheld the tax, is probably Mohegan Sun. I was totally blown away by the sky and earth towers.
Nice.
I got it right.
You got it right this time.
Johnny V says, come see me at the Hard Rock Guitar, Fort Lauderdale, Hollywood, next year's trip.
Next year? Yeah. It might be 5.
And Crystal Vegas Bailey, how you doing, Crystal? She says, your Blizzard reaction was hilarious. I did like that Blizzard.
He wanted another one today,
yeah,
but we had Buc-ee's instead.
Yeah, I basically just stuffed my face with Buc-ee's. Yeah, I mean...
We have those Buc-ee, oh gosh, what are they? The ones that we left in the car? The Buc-ee Bites?
Yeah, we still got the Buc-ee Bites to eat. We basically had what was it, pulled pork barbecue sandwich thing.
Beaver nuggets, I think is what they're called.
Oh, beaver nuggets, yeah. And what was the thing with the sausage in it?
A kolache. He had never heard of a kolache before.
No, I've never heard of it before.
I said, well, you've never heard of it? You got to eat a kolache.
Yeah, exactly. So we had that, and then I had a banana pudding. I was just ridiculous. I just stuffed it like...
He was like a kid. He's like, I'll take this.
I was going to stuff it all in my mouth, basically, like a child. Yeah, it's exactly what it was. And SLJ Crazy's Life says, how did you guys come up with the casinos to go and see? Well, I'll let Jules answer this one.
Yeah, I mean, I think I answered this in the first live stream, so you can also look at that. But basically, I asked Matt, okay, what are your must-dos? And then I made some suggestions on a route that we could do that. So, what's our time frame? I had a magazine, an online magazine. I was able to research casinos in certain destinations. So then, we kind of just plan the route and look at, okay, which casinos are in this particular city. Matt was like, I need a lot of Caesars properties so I can stay free. And, so it just kind of all came together that way. We had a lot of phone calls, right? Yeah. We must have like 3. There was a month there where we were meeting every other week.
Yeah, we basically had
the 2 of us.
Yeah, BAA planning Zoom call every Friday.
Yeah, and that was in January or something.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
Yeah, so Yeah, a lot of prep work went into it. And we just talked it out, and we did each phone call was one phase of the trip.
Yeah.
So all we did was talk about phase one, and then we nailed that down. And then we say, okay, let's move on to phase two, and then we nailed that one down, and then we moved on to phase three and nailed that one down, and then then we started booking rooms a few months later.
Yeah, and we literally we had a spreadsheet with all of the locations on where we were traveling each day,
The driving distance. We tried to
driving
keep
time,
everything under
yeah.
10 hours.
Yeah.
And we tried to put in a couple stops where we knew we could recover after a few days of back to back to back long drives,
Yeah.
or moderate drives or whatever. So that was just the way.
And I have to say, I mean, once a lot of people have said you'll be amazed how your expectation of travel time will be wrong because of traffic. But on the whole, it hasn't been, has it?
No, it's just kind of the Northeast because of traffic. I would say once we left Blue Chip in Indiana, everything's been spot on. So hopefully it stays that way. I'm kind of the hills or the mountain driving in California I know is kind of crazy. So we'll see how that goes with the timing. But Arizona and California could be a little different with the mountains. But I think other than that, it'll be fine.
Yeah. Joanna says, Jules, are you married? Asking for a friend, Jules.
Oh, no, I'm actually a single dad, and I'm a single dad.
So he's young, free, and single, Joanna. But if you want to be in with Jules,
I don't know. It's hard to be.
No, all I'm saying is you need to spell his name right. It's Jules, not Jules as in Jewels. Anyway,
you can call me whatever you want. I go by many names.
Maria says, hopefully see you guys in Phoenix tomorrow. Yeah, hopefully to see you, Maria. Johnny V says Biloxi area has 12 casinos within 30 minutes. There's a casino hopper trolley. Oh, that's good to know. I didn't realise that. That will help the question about going there in September then. And She Loves the Slot says, which WinStar tower are you in? I'm late to the party.
We're in the Spa Tower.
Spa Tower at the moment. I'm waiting to get my room. I've got to meet Dana a bit later to get my room. And then next question. Silly Sally says about the casino hopper in Biloxi and that we should people should visit Le Bakery up the street from Harrah's on Oak Street.
Okay.
And Big AZ Craps Guru, who's as you know, that can tell with the name, is a massive craps player. Has Jules ever played craps? If so, how did he do?
Long time ago, I played craps. I don't really play it anymore. But it's there's so much happening on the table, and I would probably just play the don't pass. So I don't bring a lot of. I'm the bad guy at the craps table, so I just don't play it.
And Tony Cundiff says Matt would buy you a bud on Sunday at Ack Gym, but currently on strike. You're on strike. Shot of Jack. I don't really drink spirits, although I must admit yesterday I was drinking, was it a lemon drop shot, which is very nice. Someone bought me one of those, I enjoyed that. And then Colin says, hi Matt and Jules. Matt, do you think you'll ever do a GB casino crawl, Great British casino crawl? I know there may be issues with filming. Yeah, I mean, you could actually do that, couldn't you? Yeah, well, how much filming you'd be able to get in, and I mean, they're not the best, are they? I don't know. I mean, yeah, it's actually would make quite a fun mini vlog.
Monte Carlo.
Yeah, he wants to go to Monte Carlo, basically become James Bond. Really.
Yeah,
let's be honest, that's what it's all about. So that would probably be a better place to go, really. So maybe we can do it like across Europe.
Yeah, that would be a lot of fun.
Kaizen across Europe. Kaizen takes Europe.
Yeah.
Actually, and someone says, any plans for Jules across Britain? Reciprocal trip.
Yeah. If I can figure out how to get my money across there.
Right, Lydia's asking, she's leaving for Vegas in a few minutes. Are you still going to be there when I get there, Lydia? I don't think you are you? No. Pick a machine for me to try. Pick a machine for her to try. That one with the 4 bags. The
bag game.
The bag game with the 4 screens. Was it Choi's something? You know the one I mean. It's in the vlog. Well, I won on Beau Rivage. That one where you can get 4 Holden spins. Try that if you can find it. Kelly Campbell says, if you drove in Dallas long enough, you would become an expert at F-bombs. The traffic is horrible here. Yeah.
Yeah, they had some construction going on today. It wasn't too fun.
Yeah. And I'm Zeus said it shows true friendship when you can travel for 3 weeks together and still be great friends. That's very true. It does. Tim and Matt's Travel Channel. How you doing, guys? Nice balls, Matt. Yes, I know. Okay, and Kissy Cat says, love the pudding and the homemade chips at Bucky's. I assume you mean crisps, do you? Yeah, you will do, I assume. Yeah, you will do if you're American. And Lydia says, try Carvel's while you're in the South. They are DQ's arch rival. Any good?
Yeah, I'm a DQ proponent, but if we see one, we'll stop. I don't know if we're going to see one tomorrow.
And Channel Scott says, have you noticed any difference between corporate and native American casinos? Well, only the tax issue. I mean, Jules has gone to great lengths to explain everything about, they pretty much are all unto themselves, I think, really, in terms of that. Have you noticed any difference in the blackjack in the two? Or
well, they just offer different rules. It's just, the thing about a travel casino that's so scary is that, you might as well be playing your game in, I don't know, a different, like Uganda or someplace like that. You're just you've lost all civil recourse for anything that they could do that would be like crappy to you. It's basically their rules, or it's their way or the highway, and that's the only thing that makes me nervous about playing in travel casinos. But for the most part, they're gonna play by their they're gonna do the right thing. But every once in a while they have just crazy rules that don't make sense. But as far as the blackjack games, they basically are the same.
We've done an hour and 5 minutes. So I'm going to do another 10 minutes, guys, and then we'll need to leave you. But what is the first thing that you're going to do when you get to Vegas? The first thing we're going to do when we get to Vegas? Says Sonia.
Gonna check in. Gonna get some detergent and wash my clothes.
Wash some clothes.
In the Vidara penthouse, and then. I think we're gonna relax. I think then we're both gonna relax for a while. And then the next night we're gonna have a nice dinner.
Yeah.
We'll get Suzanne.
Yeah.
And then, well, I don't want to spoil it, so.
Yes, and then we're going to do this thing we've got planned.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, I am very much looking forward to just having a few days in one location, gambling probably daytime and evening, because that's one thing I suppose you talk about variants on slot machines and are they tighter here than Vegas? I guess one of the reasons maybe I haven't hit maxed out majors or a hand pace because I've really just been playing at night, and then that's only after I've met everybody. So sometimes my play has probably been limited to 2 hours, 2.5 hours a day, which is probably a third of what I would play in Vegas. So that might explain a lot of that sort of variance, really.
That's why Vegas is so unique, because you can just go there and you can stay there. I mean, try driving all day and then gambling all night, and then repeat that for 3 weeks. And
add sort of 10 to 12 Budweisers a night in the mix, And it's amazing. I've managed to get up each day, but get up I have, so it's all good. Gregory Tomzak says, this is an interesting one. Do either of you jokingly correct each other's way of saying things?
Yes, we do.
For
it all
example,
day.
route or route. Yes. That's really interesting.
It's non-stop. We need to write them all down because there must be like 100 of them.
Yeah, this really is literally every day, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's funny. I mean, what there was one today, wasn't there?
What was the one when you got off the elevator and you're like, right, I'll see you. I can't remember.
You can't remember them when you're pushed, but it literally happens every single day. It's funny.
What were we talking about when Sheffield released their schedule?
Schedule. No, fixture list. That was it. Yeah.
I was like, what are you talking about?
Yeah. I said, yes, Sheffield Wednesday have released the fixtures for next season.
The fixtures?
And he said, what are the
do
fixtures?
They have new lamps or something like that? It's like, no, the fixtures. I was like, you mean the schedule?
No, fixture list.
No.
Fixtures, yeah.
I have no idea.
That's just one example, but there's plenty. Joanne asked what kind of vehicle we're driving. We're sort of keeping the precise vehicle, as we mentioned on the previous one, secret, just for security, that's all. But we will show it at the end. But it's basically an SUV. And Marcus has joined Matt's Vegas Mates. Thank you, Marcus. If you're on Facebook, can you let me know so I can add you to the group, please? So drop me a message or something if we're not friends. But drop me a message even if we are, so I can add you to it. And Kissy Cat says, no Mexican food yet? No, we haven't actually.
Yeah, maybe in Albuquerque we'll get some Mexican food. It won't be it won't be the same as Tex-Mex Mexican food, but
yeah. But tomorrow's Whataburger.
Tomorrow's water, and you're gonna get the Dr. Pepper milkshake.
Oh yes, they do a Dr. Pepper milkshake. Has anyone had that? That's I'm looking forward to trying that.
Looking forward to that. He got excited when I.
Yeah. Dylan says Mike said he was very hungover and hopes he didn't make an ass of himself. Not at all. No, I love meeting Mike. Scott Hunter says, question for Jules: do you split tens when playing blackjack, Jules?
I would never split tens when playing blackjack. It's you're either a total idiot or you're what we talked about at the top of the live stream.
Yeah. Tracy Harris says, what are the casinos in Europe like and where is the best? I can only speak for the UK because I've never actually been to one in Europe. Well, I've a small one in Gran Canaria, but nothing of note. They're very, very small, Tracy. Basically, the casino licenses in the UK limit the number of slot machines to, someone will probably be able to tell you exactly how many, but it's something like 20 or 30 maximum. So which is crazy because ultimately, you're limited with the machines you can go on, but you can go on your phone and play anything. So it doesn't really make any sense. But as with a lot of gambling restrictions everywhere you go, that doesn't really make much sense. Okay, last couple of questions. Chris Emerson says, looking forward to the Reno episode. Downtown is an odd place now, but some casinos remain close or connected for crawl, hopping, filming possibilities. Yeah, I'm looking forward to Reno. I'm sort of expecting that to be very much like Fremont, around that sort of area. And if it is, I'll be absolutely delighted. So we've got that's one of our 2-day stopovers before we go to Tahoe, obviously. So I'm really looking forward to that one. I'm meeting Diana there. And so yeah, that'll be a fun little stop, that one. Jeff Mullin says, I bet Matt uses the word fortnight. Yes? Is that an odd word?
Yes,
fortnight?
It's an odd word.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh.
How many nights is that?
14.
Oh my gosh. No, don't say that. Just say 2 weeks.
There you go. There's another one. We must do a list. Matt and Jules grammar challenge or something. Amanda said, to celebrate 20,000 subscribers, gamble through 2,000 in high limit room. That sounds a good idea, Amanda. Better than throwing yourself off the sky jump. Brittany K says, hello from Minnesota. Any group pools while you're in Vegas? Not this time, Brittany. For obvious reasons, just because of the schedule we've been on and the meeting of everybody every night. But as soon as I get to Vegas, I just want to collapse into bed, not move, just go down to gamble, eat, sleep some more, take Suzanne out, show her a good time, go for some nice meals, and I can't deal with more group pools when I get to Vegas. So not this time, but they will definitely be back when my next solo trip is coming up. Matt, are you still able to get your workouts in, says Kelly? Unfortunately not, no. Although we are walking, I've walked between sort of 10 and 15,000 miles, 10 to 15,000 steps every day. It's amazing the steps you actually get through going through casinos, up and down your room and all of that type of thing. Even with the driving, and then out and around Buc-ee's and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, but then you stuff yourself.
But then you do stuff, yes, exactly. But although I've only had sort of maximum of 2 meals a day, so... But then
Matt doesn't eat a lot, which is weird for me. Yeah, because it's like the 1 day meal thing doesn't.
But the Budweiser calories are going to be.
But I do like the late night pizza run. That was funny.
Yeah, I had a pizza last night, and I hadn't eaten since breakfast. Actually, what the breakfast I've most enjoyed is that McDonald's burger. What is it?
It's a sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddle.
Oh. Honestly, the bun that's in is to die for. I'm not actually a fan of.
He is addicted to sausage, egg, and cheese, and coffee. I've got you addicted to morning coffee.
I actually hate McDonald's breakfast in the UK. I will not go there if I want a McDonald's until 11 when they have the lunchtime menu. But here, it's spot on. It really does hit the spot. Only beaten by Waffle House.
Yes.
The Waffle House breakfast was off the scale nice. Seriously. Wall Street to Vegas says there are 2 maxed out majors downstairs in the Lightning Link lounge.
How many lounges do they have downstairs?
Exactly.
5 of them.
Okay, just coming to the end now. So the last couple of questions. Joanna, I thought you were wanting to go out with Jules. Now, Joanna says, Matt, you are handsome, but in person you really are more handsome.
Oh, nice.
Unfortunately, I'm not single, Joanna. So, but Jules is. So that's very kind of you. Thank you. Christian Lowe says, "I know your wheelhouse is gambling, but would you ever want to do a bridge across America in a different way?" For not gambling. So for the big cities, the national parks, or Route 66, etc. Yeah, I mean, I'm always up for that type of thing. Who knows when Suzanne retires in a couple of years? We'll be able to travel together, and who knows what's coming up? I don't know, but yeah, that will give us an opportunity to do more stuff for sure. Okay, and I think we're almost there. PJ's in the house. Hi, Paul. Congrats on 20,000 subscribers. You have definitely earned every one of them. Glad you and Jules are still friends after all this driving. We absolutely are. And I think, okay, and final comment. Jimmy Nagayan says, "When are you planning on being on the gaming floor at WinStar? I live about 45 minutes away." Well, basically, it's 5:15 now. I'll be downstairs for 8:30. I don't know. I'll basically post on Facebook the bar I am in, because it's such a vast place. You'll just never, no one will ever meet anybody if you just leave it to chance. So I will find a suitable location and let everyone know on Facebook. But basically, at 8:30, I will be on the casino floor from 8:30. So that's pretty much it. So we're going to do. We're now off to Albuquerque tomorrow. We will do an end of BAA live stream.
Lake Tahoe?
Yeah, probably from Lake Tahoe. So hopefully you'll join us for that. As I said, once again, thank you so much for all of the support with the 20,000, but more importantly for this trip in its entirety, because I've really worked hard to sort of bring the daily vlogs, and it actually looks, without tempting fate, touch wood, it looks like I'm going to actually end up doing daily vlogs, which I never thought would be possible really to start with. So thank you for all the support on it. I really do appreciate it. Top guy is Jules. We're having a fantastic time. Hopefully that comes across in the vlogs as well. And I will see you on the next one, and we'll see you next week for another live stream. Thanks for tuning in, everyone, and I'll see you soon. Okay, take care.
Bye.
Excellent. That was good.